copy, edit, paste. All right. See what's better. All right, let's do this. All right, let's get it. So, get rid of this. Where's my pop out? All right, let's get it. So, oh, where's my pop out? Hold on. Get rid of this. Pop out. Oh, here it is. All right, cool. Yes, people. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. Hope everyone's good. We'll see what today is saying. Yes, people. Let me mute that. Yeah, let me know what you guys are looking at today. I'll let you know what I'm looking at today. Oil is one of the pairs. So we've invalidated this area. I think we're going higher. This would be a good area to get to. Let's see. But how is everyone? Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's everyone looking at? New York session just started. Right, let me get these peanuts away from me. Alright, watching DXY. So, I'll be real, the dollar has been on a tear. Now, when it was pushing up this high yesterday, I was looking for a pullback, but no. So, I actually think we're going to go higher and take out this high here. Because I had this bias a few weeks ago. Where I thought when we pushed up here, we might get a little rebound and then push up. But now it rebounded all the way down and it's very, very heavily to the upside. So, where it's only Tuesday and it's just like this volume zoomed up, I feel like, okay, yes, we're in this 4-hour area. I feel like it's going to go above. I can't lie. The way the volume's looking, it's raided this area of liquidity. It's had a slight pullback during that area of liquidity, and then we haven't had no pullback. So I actually feel like we're gonna blow through this area. We've got the interest rate tomorrow. I think again with the news being so close, I feel like that's what they're waiting for overall. I think that's what the market needs. I think that's what the market needs. So where that's you know, this is what the picture looks like. I feel like we're just going to go higher on the dollar, truthfully speaking. So that will mean downside for the majors. Now, if we stall in this area, this is what the euro is saying. Now, we had that 4-hour area. That area has no longer been... Let me show you. Hold on the 4-hour. This is what it's looking like, right? So it's touched this imbalance, but it's inside the bigger time frame area, but there's no signs of it slowing down yet. So where there's no signs of it slowing down yet, you got to consider that it's just going to continue down lower. So I do think there will be a buy. I just can't see the buy happening yet. So where we've got the interest rate tomorrow, I would hang tight if you're trying to buy the euro or buy the GBPUSD. What do I think of GBP? GBPUSD or just the pound in general? Let me know what your question is, bro. I'll answer it. Yeah, let me know what your question is. GBPUSD. So GBPUSD is fallen very, very heavily. Now, this is what we've done. We've taken out these lows here, and we are inside a bigger time frame area. So this is actually old chart. So we're inside this area here. Now, it can actually start to become a buy, but we just need to see the evidence of that. There's nothing suggesting this is a buy yet. Obviously, we've captured this liquidity. That's gone. But if you look at the volume now, the volume's just kind of dwindling. So even if we stall in this area or maybe like start going sideways, we could potentially start to do this, you know, further into the area and just stall in this area. I think we're not going to get that much of a move until we get the interest rate decision tomorrow. So I don't actually have a trade available for GBPUSD right now because it's dollar dependent. So where it's dollar dependent, you're kind of gonna have to wait for the dollar to show its hand and give you a real clear understanding of what it's doing. And what the dollar is showing right now is that it is bullish. So there's nothing really to go off except this is gonna go higher potentially, and then the majors will come down lower. That's all you can really say. So do I see a setup that I would look to enter from? Yes, on the 4-hour or 2-hour, whatever you want to call it. Like if we was to get back up here, and the dollar still looks strong, then we could potentially get sells from there. But I'm not particularly looking for a trade right now based off of the price action at this moment. So I had an what's it called? An alert going into this morning to see if we could retrace up and then come down, but it just came down into this area. So I'll check US 30 in a sec. So that's kind of the bias. Unless the dollar shows a hand of what it's trying to do, then it's going to be difficult to kind of get a trade or even want to get a trade on it based off of the interest rate coming in tomorrow. What other pairs do you guys trade though? Let me know what pairs you guys trade. So US 30. Still bullish on US 30. We pushed down, obviously, so I'll give you the overall picture. So we've taken out these highs. Basically, we gapped up on Sunday night or taken out these highs. So the all-time highs have been captured. It's made a new high here, of course. So nothing's changed structurally in terms of like we haven't got like a flood down. It just literally retraced back into this range that it's been in. So I don't personally like the price action, but what I can see is that we're playing into this area right here, and holding up this area pretty well. So I do see this going higher. It's just I'd like to get a bit more, you know, I don't like what the price action's printing at this moment, meaning yes, it's come out of this area, kind of pushed up, and then you've got some like wicks down back into this again, but then there's no, you know, I'd like to see a potential continuation on the smaller time frame. That's what I want to see. So something along the lines of this, and then if we could get a retest and then go, that's kind of what I'd like to see. So still bullish on this. I think there's a lot of earnings reports as well this week, in regards to Actually, I don't know if they're Dow Jones companies. I think they're Nasdaq companies. I know you got like Microsoft, Nvidia. They all got like earnings reports. So nonetheless, if the Nas goes up, this is likely to push up as well. So we just got to kind of wait and see. But I'd be bullish on US 30 based off if we hold this area and this area isn't breached. I could see it getting continuing up. So Nas is going up. Okay, cool. Yeah. So the Nas and the US 30 they correlate, but they're not. They're their own. They're their own indexes at the end of the day, bro. So don't treat them individually. Overall, they're gonna move in the same direction, but don't look at it like, oh, the Nas is going up, US 30 should be going up, or the Nas is coming down, US 30 should be coming down. Yes, but the manipulation in the chart is different. So the reason I'm chilling on US 30 now is because you've actually got some highs here that haven't been captured, right? So if you think about, the smaller the time frame you go, the more you can see what price is showing you, which is there's the high of this range and then there's the low of this range. So really, there's not much happening here. So I'm gonna need to see either a breakdown or a break up to then consider what's actually going on. I'll check the Nas now. I'll check gold. Someone said check gold. Yeah, I'll check gold for you as well. So let me just finish with the Nas. So with the Nas, obviously we're at an all-time high. Okay, so we're still mad bullish. We opened up again and then gap down. So it's finished this, closed the gap here, and then it's continued up higher. So yes, this is pushing up higher. I do think US 30 will follow. I don't know if you have a bias for the Nas at the moment in terms of a trade. I don't particularly see a trade from where the price actually is at the moment. It's kind of was in a range. It's taken out the top of the range. It probably will come for the bottom of this range here, and then maybe you get a bias. So maybe an area like this, would be good if it could come to here. Now, looking at the bigger time frame, I would like to see a better retracement than that personally. Because we're at all-time highs. So if we could get something back down to this area here, I would be interested in potentially buying from here, as well as this imbalanced area or fair value gap area right here. That's what I would look for on the Nas. There's that 15-minute level for sure, but in terms of the bigger time frames, you see all this bullish price action. Let me just move this to the back. Hold on. You can see all the bullish price action where price has just been rolling up. So I would look for a proper pullback back into here to then buy and continue higher. So the Nas is, made a new higher high. So basically, it's all about structure points, right? So if you've got, where are we? Hopefully you guys can see. You got a swing point here, then you got a new swing point here. You got a swing point here. Now we've made a new one, a new higher here. So at some point you would expect a new swing point to be made to then go up again. So it always depends on the structure as well, is what I would say. Wherever the structure is what you would want to adhere to. But I actually used to trade the Nas, but I swapped the Nas to the US 30. It was just a little bit of an easier read. The Nas was good for a while, but then it started getting like choppy a little bit. So right, so gold. I actually think gold could be a buy from this area. It's dropped down quite heavily in terms of since the back end of last week, nearly a week it's been falling. So I still think overall it's bullish. We've taken out these lows here, so we swept these lows. We played into this area where price actually got bullish from. Right, you can see it pushed up here, came back here, it's got stronger again, came back, got stronger again. So it's retesting this level again. So I would, again, if the dollar's gonna go, if gold's gonna go up, sorry, you need to actually look at the dollar. Yeah. Now, this isn't really the best price action to say this is a buy right now, in my opinion. Going off of the 4-hour, what I would look for is if we could get past this swing high here, right? Then that would give me, a sense of encouragement to say, maybe we start getting ready to go up. Maybe we have one pullback. So I think it's a bit premature to buy it right now. The only reason being is that where the dollar actually is, if the dollar does get stronger, gold is going to come lower. So just be prepared of, yes, it's pushed, it's kind of like trickled up out this area, but you kind of want the structure to get on board with your bias if you're trying to buy it, right? Meaning where gold has come down, it's come down here, it's come down here. Really, it's making lower highs on the 1 hour time frame. So until the structure actually changes, same with GBPUSD, same with EURUSD, the structure hasn't changed yet. Now, it's in an area where it can get bullish from, but you just kind of need to see the confirmation. I don't think there's enough bullish confirmation here to buy this just yet. Now, can it rocket up from where it is? Great. It would. If it does that, then great. But I would then look for the retest once it's kind of broken past this swing point here. US-China news is pretty good. Gold will drop further, in my opinion. Yeah, so if the dollar gets stronger, gold will drop further. So if this area is invalidated, so what you guys need to understand, yeah, is whatever area you have marked, if it's invalidated, it's just going to another level. It's going to another area, right? So then what other areas do you have? You should always have more than one area. I don't necessarily trade gold. I don't like to trade gold. It's not a pair for me. But I can analyze it. But in you know, if you look out and you zoom out, gold is kind of ranging if you think about it, right? Meaning you've got some highs of this range, right, that have been generated, and then you've got this low here, which is still part of this range, okay? And then you've also got, did that get taken out? Yeah, it did. So that low got taken out. So this is the low of the range. These are the two highs of the range. So even if it came down again, wiped out these lows right here, I would then look to see what happens. If it wipes out these lows right here, then the lows of the range has been captured. So it doesn't mean it's bearish. It just means that's when you should be looking to potentially buy it to the top of the range. So you just got to kind of wait and see and play it area by area. You know, always zoom out, always, you know, go to the bigger time frame to understand where you are within the price. So that you're not confused. For me, gold is, yes, it's moving up and moving down, but overall, it's actually in a sideways motion. So you could literally put a box on it like this, right? Meaning it's the lowers of the range, came to the top of the range, it's made a new liquidity level. It could try and sweep this low here. Clone, could then come there. So there's, you know, many reasons for it to go up or down, but it's just look for the price action to show you something. Look for the price action to show you, all right, cool, it's doing this. Waiting for gold liquidity sweep. Yeah, that's exactly what I would be looking for too. But I don't really like to trade gold. I stopped trading gold back in like 2021. I stopped trading gold back in 2021. Let me reply to this. Oh, you're not here. Okay, cool. So that's kind of what I think in regards to those pairs. Potential breaker structure. US oil and US 30 from tomorrow. Sir, please help me. What do you need help with? From tomorrow. Yeah. Let's have a look. I think oil is going to go up one more time. And then we might start getting a sell-off. If we push into this area and we start showing signs of breaking down, then yeah, I'm predicting at least a 200-300 point move on oil. Maybe it's next month. Maybe it happens in August because we are near the end of the month too. But the fact that we've got, you know, push up Sunday or Monday, you know, Monday night, right? The price has kind of rocketed up and then it's kind of continuing. So I think if we do one more push to the upside, potentially look at this area, I would then look to see some sales form. But yeah, hopefully oil does continue higher. I'm looking to get some sales from higher. That's kind of the plan. So, does anyone trade oil? Oil is a really good pair, by the way. Who trades oil? Does anyone trade oil? But yeah, hopefully we can get a push up. See what's happening. US 30, hopefully we can kind of get a breakout from one of these levels and continue higher, you know. Nothing on GBPUSD right now, so I'm not really looking at it. And nothing on EURUSD either. So this, you know, to me, this just looks like it's waiting for the dollar to make up its mind, to be honest. I don't see anything else happening with EURUSD, the majors, any majors. I don't see anything happening. You've even got like USD JPY is another one as well for those that like trade that pair. It's a good pair. The dollar's been rising. You've got a big level here where the dollar could potentially, if the dollar gets weaker, right, then it could then come back for this level here. But it really depends what it wants to do. I reckon we're going to potentially go for these highs. Definitely go for these highs. That will mean the dollar's going to get stronger. And then we can see after that happens, if and when that happens, then we can see what the dollar wants to do. But that's what it looks like to me in terms of got this area here. Current interval. Clone. That's what I see. Am I funded? No, I trade my own accounts, bro. Trade my own accounts. I'm actually interested in what's it called? Some futures prop firms though. I heard futures prop firms are good right now. But no, I trade when it comes to forex. I trade my own account. Waiting for gold liquid, yeah. So gold, yeah, could get stronger, but got to kind of wait and see. I think with what's happening with the interest rate tomorrow. So for those that don't follow the news, let me just give you an understanding. Right, you've got all of these high folder impact news events happening tomorrow. This afternoon, you got goods trades balance, but really everything's gearing up towards the federal interest rate decision tomorrow. That's the most important news event happening this week for the dollar. You also got GDP for the euro. That's important as well. You got GDP for America as well. And then going into Thursday, jobless claims, but then Friday you got non-farm payroll and you got the inflation rate for the euro as well. So Euro USD, anything dollar related is waiting on these news events. So you might not have the best trading week if you're trading these pairs. Now the main reason being is if you are looking to trade those pairs, think about those high impact news events. Interest rate for the US, non-farm payroll for the US, inflation data for the euro. Yeah, so if you're trading Euro USD before those days, most of the big hedge funds and institutions, they're gonna wait for that data as well. That's how the game goes. What's the Aussie saying? It's coming down. Wow, the Aussie's been mad choppy, boy. This don't look good at all. It's horrific. Aussie US AED USD was one of the first pairs that I started trading on. It was cool, but it's just very slow. There's not much action, man. But it's It's not about being amused. It's about what is it doing. So hopefully oil continues higher. Hoping it does. And yeah, man. How did you start learning? So I actually went to a trading convention. So how I trade, okay, so I'll give you the story. How I trade now and how I traded at the beginning is very, very different. I had to kind of unlearn a lot of things in the market, a lot of concepts that you think work, like via online information, doesn't actually work. So all of the free information, right, what you gotta understand is there's a reason it's free. And the reason it's free is to kind of indoctrinate you to think and basically react a certain way to the markets, right? And it wasn't until I met some traders. I went to a trading convention in Las Vegas with two of my friends I was learning to trade with. And yeah, these guys was telling us something totally different. So where we kind of took their methods on board, I ended up paying for some one-to-one mentorship with this guy. And yeah, he just kind of gave me a different blueprint to what I was learning previously. And I took it and ran with it. Now, it didn't work in the beginning because I still had to overcome some psychological mistakes or barriers that I had in my own methods, right? But once you get the psychology out of the way and you really believe in your strategy, that's when your breakthroughs started happening. So it took me 3 years to become profitable. So for 3 years so the first year when I was learning, it took me like really just write that year off because those concepts I was learning was just basics. It was really, really basic stuff. So, you know, as you're learning it, you're running with this basic information and you kind of get to the point where it's like, okay, cool. Where there's no explanations, there's no clear explanations, you know something is wrong, right? You know there's something that you haven't learnt yet with the strategy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the results I was getting, basically. So where I was getting those type results, I was like, okay, something needs to give. So when I started learning again via different concepts and different strategies, this was just after lockdown. So like just after COVID, when the world shut down, we kind of had a year to just sit and learn this stuff. So still having mixed results, but obviously it was again the psychological element of it. So 3 years in now is when I started cutting out the mistakes. I'm you know, churning a profit and actually seeing profit throughout the year. So it took a little bit of time. Not everyone's journey is going to be 3 years. You can, as long as you've got a mentor. In my opinion, the reason it took me so long is because I didn't have a mentor from the beginning. I'll be real with you. If I had a mentor, I would have cut my journey in half. Like doing it by yourself, thinking you're going to try and just learn it by yourself. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's it's difficult to do that because there's no one to hold you accountable for when you're making these mistakes. Do you get what I mean? You're going to think it's the market, or the market is playing games with you. The market doesn't know who you are. A lot of the things I was doing wrong was due to not having the correct methods from the beginning. So where people think, you know, I can learn this stuff online, I don't want to say you can't, but it's difficult. So if you can get someone to mentor you and understand and really learn one concept, don't try and mesh together 5 different ways of looking at the market, because it's like, you know, let's say you've got a consolidation one day and the next day is trending and the next day is a reversal, right? I'm just talking about different market conditions. You might have a strategy for each one. None of that, you can't mesh that together to make it work. It's not going to work. You have to have one strategy you believe in and understand that the strategy you believe in is not going to be 100%. It's not going to be 100%. You're not going to win all the time. I still take losses to today. But when you understand risk management, that was one of the things I didn't understand because no one was really expressing the importance of it. That's where, yes, making mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, right? So one thing I would say is learn one concept and give yourself some time. Like, don't think you're going to learn one concept and start making profit within 3 months. You're not. This isn't a 3-month program to start making profit. This is a skill, right? And skills take time for you to actually get better at. 3 months in terms of experience of just being in the market is not that long of a time. So if you can't commit to at least 6 months of looking at charts, trading might not be for you. And I mean consistently. Why I'm saying 6 months is like consistently looking at it. Right? Not spending 8 hours a day. I'm not saying spend all your time on it, but you have to spend at least 1 or 2 hours a day, in my opinion. Because otherwise, you're not training your eye to see things. You're not training your strategy. You're not getting familiar with whatever pairs you like to trade. Okay? And all of that stuff. So, someone said, how would you recommend learning as a 16-year-old? I've got, so message me, Louis or Lewis, message me, right? And I'll give you the invitation to my school. I've got a free school community right here. I'll show you guys. Hold on. Okay, you can see we're live right now. That's me doing this session with you guys. It's totally free. DM me. I'll give you the invite. Okay, there's nothing. You just gotta make a profile and all of that jazz. I give you updates on a day-to-day basis. Everything trading related. People that are also trading on their own accord, they're also in there as well. So just DM me and I'll send you the link. Whoever wants the link, just DM me after this, or DM me now on my page and be like, can I get access to your platform, your school platform? I've got a school account. Okay, so what is any, is anyone in any trades at the moment? Let's say I knew nothing. How would I begin? So you need to start. The first thing you should do is learn the terminology. So you need to learn the trading terminology. That's why I always say to people, learn what certain things mean, right? So basic stuff. Learn what a pip is, right? Learn what a candlestick is. Learn what other basics is there. The terminology, so like bullish, what does bullish mean? What does bearish mean? What does ranging mean? Or consolidation, what all do these things mean? Understand price action in terms of market structure, so like structure points. So low, high, higher, low, higher, high, high, low, lower, higher, lower, low. Learn what that means and where you're going to see that type of price action. Go follow my page, go on my YouTube, bro. All of this stuff, there's a few videos on there that are just 30 minutes long, but just watch it, bro. You'll pick up things as you kind of gain the explanations. Okay, so you got to learn the basics. Anyone looking to start trading, right? Don't think pressing buttons is learning. Like, you need to learn terminology first. That should always be your first go-to, or the first thing that you want to kind of understand, because if you don't know what something means, then you're stuck anyway. So that's the first thing you should learn. Yeah, trading terminology. So once you've kind of got that knuckled down, then you can kind of go into more advanced things in terms of learning the strategy, learning the concept of how to look at the charts. That's when you should be doing that. Yeah, but the first thing to do is learn the terminology. Yeah. Learn the terminology. That's the first thing I did. Make sure you write notes on it. If you're going to take it serious, don't just watch the video and just like think you're going to remember everything. Write stuff down, yeah? You're not going to take it all in. Trust me, there's too many things. So learn the basics, then you can start thinking about learning a strategy. But without learning what certain things mean, there's no point learning a strategy, truthfully speaking. Okay, so anyone who wants access to my school community, drop me a message. It's free. I'll send you the link. I have to personally send you the link, otherwise you can't get access. Okay. So yeah, anyone that wants access to a trading community, a real trading community that looks at charts, that isn't, BSing. I'm not giving no trading signals. So if you want trading signals, don't follow me for that. Don't do none of that, right? You don't need to take signals. If you're a beginner, don't take signals. Look who came up on my effort. Who's that? Katie. Yeah, big up. That was good. Don't take signals if you're a beginner. Yeah, because you're gonna kill yourself. You're gonna emotionally kill yourself. You're gonna take more losses than you need to take for no reason. Yeah, if you're a beginner, you're not ready to take no trades. You don't have a concept. You need to apply some type of concept first. So that's my advice to you if you're a beginner. So it's kind of a waiting game today, guys. US oil, I kind of want to sell it from higher. I do think it's going to go higher. So kind of waiting on that. The majors are not doing anything. We can kind of wait around for the stock open, but it's not for another 55 minutes around that time. No trade on GBPUSD right now, or EURUSD. What do I look for when entering a trade? I look for my confirmations. So mainly my confirmations is based around market structure, but it's also based around what I call POIs. Now, a POI is a point of interest, yeah? So every time you're looking to enter a trade, you should have a point of interest. Meaning somewhere on the chart where it's like, okay, the market can react from here, right? And then I just need to see the market structure kind of flip on a smaller time frame, or somewhere where you want to see what your confirmations are actually show up. Do you understand? So right now, I don't have a trade for GBPUSD because what I want to see isn't showing up, right? But this area that we're in terms of this candle here, something can happen from here, right? But it's just not showing me anything. So where we have the news tomorrow, the interest rate, the dollar is going to be tied to GBPUSD. So whatever the dollar does is going to affect this pair. So until we get that news, I don't think there's going to be a worthwhile trade on this pair, right? Because what you got to understand is just because the market's moving doesn't mean you have a trade, truthfully. Like, don't chase the market just because you see all of these candles, right? Like yesterday, the market was coming down heavy. Okay, cool. I'm actually bullish on GBPUSD. I want to see this turn around. So where you was coming down heavy and now you've come to this area, let's see if it decides to turn bullish. But there's no signal for that yet. There's no signs of it yet. So this whole area might be invalidated. It might get blown out of the water, right? But it's really got to make sense for you to actually get in for a buy. Looking at the dollar, if we go to the dollar, right? There's no reason to buy EURUSD, GBPUSD, AEDUSD. There's no reason to buy that because the dollar's going higher. So it's going to drag the other pairs lower. That's the correlation for those that don't know, yeah? If you're a beginner, the dollar is the world reserve currency. So anything tied to that is going to be affected if it gets stronger or if it gets weaker. Yeah, I'm bullish on EURUSD. Me too. But there's no sign to buy EURUSD. Do you understand? If you look at it, look at what it's doing. There's no sign to be bullish right now. So you need the market structure. So someone asked the question of what's your strategy? For me to buy this, what I need to see isn't occurring. That's the easiest description I can give you. It's not showing me what I need to see to buy this. Right? It's been coming down heavy since the week opened. Okay, no problem. There's a few things to bear in mind. The interest rate, the time of the month is another thing. There's only 2 days left of this month, right? So when you go on the monthly time frame and you see the bigger time frame, cool. This is how the monthly candle is looking to be printed. So this could change in 2 days, by the way. This might not end like this. This candle that we're at right now might not end like this, right? So cool. The market overall is still climbing higher. If you look at like the price action, still climbing higher. So there's nothing to suggest flipping your bias from being bullish on EURUSD. Yeah, it's just retracing. If you think about what the structure is doing, it's gone up. Oh, sorry, let me show you. If you think about the structure, it's gone like this, right? So it's climbing. 100% is climbing. So we're in a retracement phase at the moment. It's just trying to retrace to make that potential higher low on a bigger time frame, and then we get the trade. So no trades for the majors at the moment. I do think it might even be a day where there is no trade. You're saying a whole lot of nothing. Okay, Aaron. Joker, bro. Yes, there is. If it closes, 1 second, I can't see what you're saying. Hold on. If it closes here, it's bearish. Might be temporary, but it's bearish. Yes. Are you talking about EURUSD, ZZ? Is that what you're talking about? Let me know what you're talking about, and I'll respond. ZZ. Let me know what you're talking about, yeah? I'll get back to your question. Hold on. Solana and AVAX longs. No trades currently waiting on. Gold longs. What's good, gang? Yeah, so crypto, I don't day trade crypto for anyone asking me. I invest into crypto. I don't day trade them. So if you're going long on Solana, hopefully that's good, man. Hopefully you've seen what you needed to see. All right, what are the top 3 things you look for? You look at when trading. So all right, I'll write them for you. So number 1, market structure. Yeah, is first. Market structure. Without understanding market structure, you don't know what the market's doing. Yeah, you have to understand where you are within price. So you can be bullish or bearish, but it doesn't mean the market is just going to be going down, or it doesn't mean it's just going to be going up, right? So you got to understand, if the market structure is bullish, it doesn't mean that it won't come down. And that doesn't make it bearish either. It means it's a retracing. But I'll show you guys that in a sec. The first thing is market structure. The second thing is liquidity, right? Liquidity is just money in the market, yeah? So money in the market is stop losses and pending orders, yeah? That's what liquidity is. It's just orders in the market. Someone has a stop loss placed somewhere in the market. That's what liquidity is. It's your job to figure out where the liquidity is resting, so that when you're trying to get into a trade, you have an area to target. So you should be targeting liquidity levels, yeah? So that's the second most important thing. Without liquidity, this market don't move nowhere, yeah? Third thing is, again, POI. So a POI, point of interest, yeah? Point of interest, meaning where do I actually want to engage the market? Where do I want to get in the market? Does that make sense? Like, I either want to get in at a specific area, or I've got no area, or I've got an area higher up, or I've got an area higher down, and I'm waiting on it to get to that. Those are the 3 most important things. Market structure being number 1. Now, the reason I say market structure is number 1 is because, just to give you guys a understanding, right? Let's say you're bullish, right? So if you're bullish, you're gonna be getting higher lows, higher highs, right? No, let me do that again. It's a bit too wild. Boom, like this, like this, like this. Steady climbing, yeah? Now, you're gonna get a low here. This is gonna be your lowest point if you're bullish. Then you get a high. Then you get a higher low. Yeah, and then you get higher high, yeah? So Sorry. Higher high. Boom. So as long as the market is giving you higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, it's bullish. It's going up. Yeah. But what you have to understand is, yes, this is bullish, but when it comes down, so like when it starts coming down here, it's not, but it doesn't mean it's bearish. It doesn't mean the trend is changed, right? It doesn't mean the trend is changing. It's retracing. So it's going up, makes a high. If it pulls down to make a higher low, this is not bearish. It's a retracement. Yeah, because in order to get a higher low, it has to retrace to then give you the new higher high. Yeah. And then the same again, you should expect a retracement to then make a new higher high. As long as it's continuing to do that, it's bullish, and vice versa if you're bearish, right? But what you don't want to get misconstrued is it's coming down, it's bearish. I hear a lot of traders say that, and it's like, what makes you think it's bearish? Right? It's kind of like with what EURUSD is doing now. EURUSD overall is not bearish. Look, it's going up. So wait, let me give you a bigger time frame. Hold on. So if you look at the price, yeah, overall it's going up. Yeah, higher, like as in you can see it creeping higher. Yeah. So as long as the structure is doing that, it's gonna pull down to then potentially give you a point to go up again. Yeah. So you have to number one, you have to understand market structure. If you don't understand market structure, that you shouldn't be trading. Truthfully, I don't care what your strategy is. Market structure is that important. Because if you're on the wrong side of the trend, you're going the wrong way and all of these things. Yeah, it could get peak. You could be in for some financial problems. Yeah. So focus on this. Focus on this. Yeah. Structure, liquidity, and a point of interest. Yeah. So, shall I sell or buy gold? Bro, I don't do signals. I don't think gold is a sell or a buy at the moment. You gotta kind of wait, bro. Look. How will you know when it's transitioning from bear market to bull market and bull market to bear market? So again, I kind of just, all right, cool. It's a good question, yeah. But if you zoom out, yeah, hopefully you guys check the bigger time frames. If you zoom out, the bigger the time frame you go, weekly, monthly, you just get to see more of what the trend is doing. This is gold since 2022. It's bullish as hell. It's bullish as hell. But just because it's bullish doesn't mean when you go down on the daily, right? It doesn't mean it doesn't pull back. So look, the market's moved up here. It goes up, it pulls down, it goes up, it pulls down, it goes up, pulls, goes up, goes. Do you understand? So the overall structure is bullish. It's uptrending. Yeah, this is where it's at now. Gold is in a range right now on the daily time frame. It's going up and it's going down. So when it's going sideways, it could go one way first and then go and continue the trend. There's nothing bearish about gold overall. There's nothing bearish about gold overall. But when you do see the trend change is when the structure points are broken. So if you've got a bullish trend, it's going up like this, okay, and you're getting higher highs. So higher lows, higher high, higher low. It should it should continue. If you get a higher low and then the structure's broken past it, that's what you call a breaker structure. Yeah. Excuse me. A BOS, a break of structure. So when it gets past the last higher low point, it's broken structure. Yeah? It's broken structure. So if that's what it's doing, your bias needs to potentially change. Not always it will continue. You need to know your market cycle. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly it. If the market moves in cycles, but the breaker structure confirms that the structure has changed. So when the structure is changed, your bias then changes. But if it if it's just making a higher low, you don't need to change your bias. Yeah? You don't need to change your bias. It's more about what is the structure doing. Yeah? So golds, for whoever answered the question, should I buy or sell? It's in a potential buy area. But again, if the dollar goes up, gold is not going to go up. If the dollar goes up, it's going to come down further. So the structure is not in line to buy it yet. It's just kind of going up a tiny bit. So this is the swing point, right? You kind of want to see gold get above this point here to then say, okay, we might get a retest and then start going up higher. That's what I would say. But I personally don't trade gold, but you need to look at gold and you need to look at what the dollar is doing. Yeah, because this is tied to the dollar. If the dollar gets stronger, gold is going to come down. If the dollar gets weaker, gold will go up. Yeah? What do you think is going to happen on EU after the 4-hour fair value gap? Bro, there's nothing. So once something is tapped, right, you still need the evidence that it's going to potentially show you what you want to see to get in. Do you understand? Like, just because the area is tapped, so EU's tapped this area. So EU's tapped this area. Yeah, but there's no structure confirming that, okay, we could buy it now. There's nothing confirming it. It's still going down. So just because it's in an area that's tapped, okay, you need evidence to support why you should be engage the market. There's no evidence. It's gonna go lower. It's not showing anything. Right? So this is the 1-hour chart. It's not doing anything. Just because it taps it and gives you a reaction, that same reaction is then come back. Doesn't mean anything. Just because something gets tapped, yeah, expect a reaction, but we need evidence to suggest this is a buy. There's no evidence to suggest that. How will you know when it's... I answered that. So what time frame do you look at? I look at all the time frames, bro. You get a monthly candle every month, you should check it every month. You get a weekly candle once a week, you should check it every week. You get a daily candle every day, I check the daily every day. Right? And the 4-hour. The main time frames I use is the daily and the 4-hour. Truthfully. Nah, I'm not bullish on GU, Louis. I'm not bullish on GU. There's no evidence to support it. So, I'm not bullish. Nothing to support that. I copy trade signals on Telegram, made 50 today, bro, with a 50K funded account. Well done, bro. Be careful with the signals, man. I would definitely, recommend you learning it for yourself if you're trying to get, take trading seriously. I won't rely on signals, bro, because there will be a day, not wishing it on you, but there will be a day where it don't go well. Not necessarily. The market can break structure and reset for new cycle. I don't really know what that means. What you mean by reset for new cycle. Your analysis is good. EU is end of the H1 cycle. Again, I don't know what I don't go off of time frame cycles. I'm not really sure what that means. Dollar gets weaker today. Okay. What's giving you that indication the dollar's getting weaker today? Because it's not showing that. It's raided this area here and it's still going. I actually think it's going to go for this high, personally. I think it's going to raid this high. The market is fractaled. It does the same thing on all time frames. Yeah, I'm very aware of that, bro. I'm very aware of that. You still need evidence. Just because it's fractaled, you still need the evidence to get in or get out. Do you understand? Like, just because something's happening on a 5-minute doesn't mean the 1 hour is showing you the same picture in terms of the swing points. The structure on the 1 hour is more important than the structure on the 5-minute, right? But none of this is relevant unless you have a point of interest anyway. Excuse me. So when you've learned, wait, hold on. Depends on the news at 3, but more likely than getting weaker today. Time for a retrace. Yeah, but it might be waiting for the interest rate tomorrow. So who knows, bro? You know, the news today. The news today ain't that important compared to tomorrow. You got job openings, goods trades balance. Goods trades balance better than expected, right? So the dollar's reacted to just continue up. Like there's no change of structure to say this is coming down. That's the bottom line right now. Unless something flows in with big volume to then break the structure, we shouldn't be thinking about the dollar getting weaker. When you've learnt how to read the market, what would you look for that can change the market besides liquidity sweeps? The market structure. So again, I think you've been here from the beginning, T, right? The market structure. You need to know where your structure point is. You need to know where the higher low is. You need to know where your higher high is. You're playing, the price is playing in that range, yeah? So, this is the top of the range. Hold on 1 second. This is the top of this range. This is the bottom of this range. Yeah. The dollar could get weaker within this range. If it goes up and closes above here, right? We're now looking at it doing something like this. Yeah. To then go higher. Does that make sense? Like you have to know where your structure point is, where the lower high is, where the lower low is, where your higher high is, where your higher low is. That's the range the price is in. So when you have those structure points, that's where you got to be playing from. Dollar will strengthen today due to yesterday EU deal. Linda, that's an assumption, Linda. We can't assume stuff. Yeah? There's no assumption. Like, it sounds positive, yeah? Like the trade between the EU and America. It should be, in theory, positive. What do you mean I didn't appear? That's nonsense. Okay, it sounds positive, Linda, right? But you don't know what it's going to do first. Like the beginning reaction to it could be negative. Do you understand? Then it could then be a buy signal or a sell signal, which depending on which pair you're trading, right? It's not. Don't listen to the news and be like, oh, that's positive news. Yes, it's positive news, but how is the market reacting to it? It's two different things. So when you just go off of what the news is saying is happening, it blindsides you to believe in something more than what the chart is showing you. Always go back to the chart and believe in what the chart is showing you rather than what someone said. Hope that helps, Linda. That's not me like, getting an interest rate will not change tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, there's pressure on it to change. Jerome Powell is getting heavily pressured by Trump to change, to cut the interest rate. The consensus is that they keep it the same. The consensus is that it stays at 4.5. You might be right. They might not change it. But even if they don't change it, the dollar is still going to have a reaction to that. What market are you on? I use TradingView. Yeah, this is TradingView. If that's what you're asking me. What do you think of gold? I just went through gold. 7 skies. So which fair value gap or order block do you trade? Bro, stick to the bigger time frames. Look at this one, yeah? Why has the dollar reacted where it's reacted? It's reacted out of here. Simple. It's reacted out of here. In my school community, and again, if you want access to the school community, for those that are joined, it's free. I told the people in the school community the dollar can get stronger from here. So be careful, right? We were buying EURUSD early last week, and then once this got to here, I said, I don't know what's happening now. I'm not trading the rest of the day, the week. This was on Thursday, right? Once it got here, there's reasons as to why it got stronger. Daily imbalance matched with a daily OB. I call them my candles. It's whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Are you an intraday trader or swing? I'm a day trader, Leo. I'm a day trader. I'm back. I used Reddit and found basic terminology. Yeah. Trump is making trade deals which will strengthen USD. Yeah. How do I reply to that? Linda, you're right. You are right about that. Will strengthen USD long term. Long term though. That doesn't mean it's going to strengthen tomorrow. Right? Long term, yes. 100%. So, where are we at? GBPUSD is low at the moment. A spike last month could be this. Could that be something you take note of? Okay, yeah, but are you an intraday? Hey man, I'm back. I don't know what you're talking about, like inactivity, bro. I'm literally right here. What's going on? Okay, sorry about that. It's telling me I was inactive. It's nonsense. Sorry. Right. So, I'm not listening to your advice. Sorry, love. Just trying to learn how to read the market. That's okay. Because looking on 4 hour is not good enough for 30 to 40 pips scalps 5. Yo, I'm not a scalper though, bro. So, 30, 40 pips. Scalping's more about the time you're in and out of the trade, bro. It's not really about the pip amount. It's about the time you're in the trade. You can have a trade which gives you 40 pips. Doesn't mean it's a scalp. But GBPUSD and EURUSD, they ain't showing anything to buy it right now because the dollar's too strong. So, confirmation is good only on a 4 hour. That's your opinion, Leo. I don't know why you're saying that. All of the bigger time frames are good. I don't know why you're only sticking to one time frame. What does that mean? In the grand scheme of things, what does one time frame mean? Why would you only get confirmation from one time frame? That's not that good that's not good advice, bro. I don't know who told you that. Is that the premium version? Because I trying to get my market looking the same way so it makes sense. No, I've just changed the colors, bro. So yours is probably green and red. Yeah, I got rid of the red color basically because not to get too nerdy, but there's an emotional and psychological effect when you see red candles. Red candles actually has an emotional. The color red has an emotional effect on you, whether you're aware of it or not. So I got away from the red candles. So I just changed the colors. If you right click, go to the settings. Just change the symbol settings. You can see mine here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. I just changed the colors. Only trade forex during high volume, high impact news. What? I do not listen to that. That's crazy. If you are a beginner, do not trade when the high impact news is coming out. Do not do that. Yeah, don't do that, bro. Whenever there's news that's just coming out, do not trade when the news has just come out. Absolutely not. You will blow your account. And then you're wondering why you'll be wondering what the hell happened, bro. High volume, yes, but not when there's a news event because you're going to get manipulated. Stick to commodities or crypto mostly. Yeah, okay, cool. What commodities and which cryptos, bro? I didn't say that's the only time frame. I meant if I'm an intraday trader or if I'm scalping. Yeah, but I just meant in the sense of getting a bias, right? So having a bias means you think something's gonna go up, or you think it's gonna go down, or there might be a time where you don't have a bias because you can't read the market properly, right? So the overall bias shouldn't just be based off of what the 4 hour is showing you, is what I'm saying. It should be based off of the daily picture too. The daily picture is clearer than the 4 hour picture. That's what I'm saying. Time in NY is 9. Market open at 8. No, that's the New York session. So, Linda, what he's saying is that in 25 minutes, the New York stock open is going to open in 25 minutes. So, the New York session is open now, but the New York stock open opens 9:30 for you guys if you're in NY. Linda. Yeah? So, NY... Do listen to that. No. That's cap, bro. How can you say that, bro? Do listen to that. Forex doesn't move, otherwise it barely moves 1%. Yeah, because if you're trading crypto, bro, then I hear you. Do you understand? Like, if you're gonna trade crypto, I hear you. But what I'm saying is, if we're on a 4 hour, right? 4 hour on going into this 4 hour candle here, how can you say it doesn't move? Yeah, so from here to here, how can you say it doesn't move? It's moved, bro. And I get it, you're probably looking at it like, oh, it's not one. Bro, crypto markets are not regulated. That's why it gives you crazy moves, right? But even when the crypto market isn't trending, and even when the crypto market isn't actually, let's say it's consolidating, right? Your consolidation in crypto could be 3% up or down. That's risky. That's mad risky. Do you understand? So I get it. Like, if you trade crypto and you like the volatility, great, I hear you. But to say it doesn't move is not true at all. Commodities, I'm a big advocate of oil. I love trading oil. Yeah? To say oil doesn't move, this all happened in one day, right? Or to say oil doesn't move here, all of this is like, this is one day, this is another day, right? Then you got another day right from here to here. Okay, consolidates a little bit, right? This is all one day. So look, one day here, going into Monday, all one day. So to say, only trade the news, that's insane, bro. I don't agree with that at all. Yeah, you're right, Linda. 100%. Correct. But yeah, if you guys ain't following me and you want to learn more about trading or just more about the charts, follow me. Join my free community. I'll DM you the link. Just message me. Once I get off the live, so the live, when the stock opens, I'll probably come off this live. Okay, but just message me and you'll get access to my free community. Everything involved in regards to just basic information, market introduction. There's modules in there that you can learn from for free. The only thing I ask is that you're an active member. All pairs that trade with USD. Okay, sick. So you trade the majors. Sick. Ethereum will cost $1,500. Damn, well, you see it going down, yeah? Damn. Wait. No. What are you saying? Is that $1.5 million? Or is that 1,500? 1.5 mil. Am I reading that right? $1.5 mil. Oh, raw. That's insane. That's a crazy take. What do I think of UJ? I'll check UJ for you. I got a couple students, they trade UJ. They love it. So UJ for me, I think is gonna go higher, potentially to wipe out these highs. So I reckon we're gonna go for this high. It might be with the news tomorrow. So 14918 is probably gonna go above there, I reckon, and then we'll see what happens after that. But that's what I reckon that's where I reckon it's going. Target this area here. But it might not happen today. It might happen with the news. So just bear that in mind. Overall, if you follow UJ, just look at the dollar. You know, the dollar's getting stronger. This is going to go up. The dollar got weaker. It's going to go down. Now, it's been pushing since last week. I reckon we're going to go up here and then see what happens after that. Gold, still not doing anything. You know, it's gone up, it's gone down. Again, I don't know if gold is a buy yet. Someone asked me if it was a buy. I don't think so. I don't think there's enough to suggest this is a buy. That's what I'd say. US 30 doing nothing, very low volume on the US 30 at the moment. So definitely got to wait for the stock open, see what happens there. But look, GU still going lower. The dollar's too strong. EURUSD still going lower, so there's no buy. Dollar going up, still continuing. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys in that regard.